that. What's happening? It's your man Lawrence here. Welcome to Platform 246. Thank you so much for coming in. Get in here. Get in here. You know what it is and you know why. It's back. Football's back. Niner football is back. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for coming in. I just wanted to come in and go over Kyle Shanahan's press conference from today. Your quarterback in mind. Trey Lance's press conference from today. George Kittle. Brandon Ayuk. The only Jimmy on our team. Jimmy Ward. I just want to get in here and see what we can all talk about today, faithful. So thank you so much. Welcome in. Again, if you're new, share the video so other people can get a chance to come in. Other faithfuls can get a chance to come in, speak to us, talk to us about what happened today. Kyle Shanahan got a chance to talk. We got a lot of giggles from him. We're gonna talk about it all. I'm watching it over right now. If you haven't had a chance to see it, it's all over the internet. It's all over YouTube. You can find it on there. Let me know who you are if you're in the chat. We got a poll question here. John, what's happening? All the way from Kyoto. Thank you so much. One of our moderators, John, in the building. Good to see you, John. Sorry, folks. Sweating a little bit. But what's going on, John? Have you had a chance to see the press conferences today? See Kyle talk? Whew, it's amazing, folks. Football is back. I couldn't be happier. We got Kyle. He was giggly. We do have a little bit, I think, we got a little bit of grumpy Kyle today, but that's okay. I talk to him here and there. I'm watching him here. If you folks are wondering, he's saying nothing has changed. I want to get this out right off the top. For everybody who refuses absolutely to believe who the quarterback for this team is. His name is Trey Lance. If you didn't get a chance to see Kyle today, he said it himself. They asked him the question. Luckily, it was Grant Cohn because, as you all know, he's an asshole, and he proved that again today. He showed his assholeness today. As I'm watching Kyle, I'm watching the press conference back. It's on YouTube, and it's everywhere. You don't need to watch that. Just watch us. Please let me know if you're here in the chat. Thank you so much for watching. We're just going to go over the press conference. I'm watching the back Kyle right now. I watched Kyle out of his mouth say today, nothing has changed since the end of the season and where we were. These are Kyle's quotes, not mine. Nothing has changed since the end of the season. Let me put my glasses on so I can read it and hear it and see it and everything. And make sure I get it out straight to you all. Nothing has changed, folks. And where we were, as he said, was in the process of attempting to do everything possible to trade one James Richard Garoppolo away from this team, away from Santa Clara, out of San Francisco. Yeah. Peace. And then he says, and then he got his surgery, which put a halt to things. And then as soon as he gets healthy, we fully expect to carry on to where we were before, and that's trading him. We fully expect to trade him more than likely. But he did stop short of saying that was the absolute, because nothing in life is an absolute. He said, but you never know. But I want to reiterate. He stated, Kyle Shanahan today, we fully plan to trade him. More than likely, he'll be traded. These are the words of your coach, my coach, Trey Lance's coach, Kyle Shanahan. He said a lot. They asked him questions. Grant Cole tried to get his obligatory stupid question. He did it to everyone. We'll get to that. He asked a great one to George Kittle. I thought that was really professional, really slick. But Kyle is a little grumpy. He wasn't as talkative as he was or as he's going to be throughout the season. A lot of answers were short. A lot of answers he kind of giggled through and laughed through and smiled at and said, you guys know I'm not going to talk about that, or we're not ready to talk about that. For instance, injuries, Alex Mack, things like that. He's not going to give a definite on anything. So we have right now, though, Azeez Al-Shaair. He is injured. He expects him to be ready for training camp. And then also, so is Demetrian Flanagan-Foles. He's injured as well. So, but they will not be at any of, I think, the mini camps or any of these 9 days that we have of organized team activities. They won't be there. Also, Trent Williams won't be at the organized team activities until Kyle says likely the end of it. And again, he said there'll be 9 days of it or our backups from last year, things like that. They're the persons who are actually on the offensive line for us right now. So Trent Williams is not there. We don't have Alex Mack. He's in another country, Kyle said. McGlinchey is not ready yet. So, Jalen Moore and all those players, Aaron Banks, are the ones who are actually playing on the O-line right now. Also, Bosa's not there. Bosa won't be there until closer to the end of the OTA'S. And then he said he expects full participation. That means from Deebo Samuel. He said, Kyle, today that he expects Deebo to be fully at training camp and ready to go next month. They said that, nothing's really changed as far as the contract. He has spoken to Deebo, but he doesn't have any updates on the contract specifically. And they asked him about Trey Lance. And he said that Trey looks better than he looked to him at the end of last year. They didn't ask him a lot of questions about it. They asked him more about injuries, slipped in questions about Deebo. And I think it's kind of, it's clearly obvious to most people with a brain. And John says he has not seen the videos yet. It's obvious to most people with a brain, or most people that want to believe it, that the leader of this team, and all the players spoke to it after Kyle, the leader of this team, the quarterback, one of this team.
We get 9 of these and we get away and we start training camp.
Is Trey Lance. And Faithful, I want to just ask folks, whether you see this now, whether you see this later, please let me know why people won't believe it. Even today, I looked online and I saw things before and after this press conference. And I would see things on Facebook where people would make a post and they'll say, Kyle says that he feels that Trey is ready to play. The response from the faithful, from the always faithful, from some lady named Cindy, just the most obscure broad ever. Why? That's what she wrote in the post. Just why? Because there's no belief in the person that the coaching staff, as we talk about being faithful to James. There's no belief in the person the coaching staff chose to be the future of this team for the next 10 to 15 years. And why isn't there? I don't know. Because after Kyle, your quarterback, my quarterback, Trey Lance, stepped to the podium. And he looks different. He feels different. He's much more confident. He had a little bit more bass in his voice, a little bit more hair on his chin, a little bit more hair on the top of his lip, more important. His mustache is coming in now. He's becoming a real man. When your mustache comes in, that's when you're really growing. We all start with the beard, with the stubble on the bottom, all of us. When your mustache comes in, that's when you got your big boy nuts. And he controlled the press conference like not many people I've seen. He's intelligent. He's quick. He's smart. He has presence. He's well-spoken. He knows and loves football. And when they asked him, what did he attempt to change? He's not attempted to change anything. He said what the truth was. The reason why he didn't play last year, folks, faithful, because he was injured. And his finger didn't heal until after he got back from his 1 month off, 3 weeks to 1 month off, as he said, after the season. Kyle's breaking down all the different players. He spoke about Tavarius Moore. He said that Tavarius Moore, for one, is full go. We know he missed the entire season last year. They really asked him some silly questions, a couple of people, that he just kind of smiled and giggled through.
It's been good that he's healthy enough to get out there, start working back in football.
Yeah, Tavarius Moore, he says, full go. He's working him to get into football shape. He may have an opportunity to make the team this year, so we'll see about that.
maybe towards the end of OTA'S, we'll see how this goes, but we'll be fine by training camp.
And he basically said mostly everyone he expects a full team here outside of, that one guy at training camp. He was pretty matter of fact in everything that he said today. No real hedging on anything.
Hopefully you can stay healthy through this and get working that day. It's not going against each other as much right now. So working on the drills set up against each other.
And he talked about the coaching staff. He did, Kyle. Getting a chance. We have a new wide receivers coach. We have a new tight ends coach. He's the tight ends coach. It's Hank. I can't remember his last name, but he was a former wide receiver in the league. And he was in the tight ends room last year with John Embry. So he picked up some of his traits and things and the way he coaches, and he's going to bring his own style. Kyle said, of course, he said that there are two different types of coaches, and that, he wants us to ask Hank really more about himself when we get a chance to get him at the podium, which is probably going to be, I'm assuming, tomorrow or Friday. But he did say that he thinks he's going to be a great coach. And then, of course, we got a new wide receivers coach, too. So he said mostly this offseason, Kyle has, watched a little tape on the other teams, seen what's working, what's not working. And then coaching coaches is the thing that he's done most this offseason. Making sure that everyone is on the same page is what he was saying, making sure that he gets all of their ideas in, how they see things, how they want to run things in this upcoming season, and then gets all his ideas out to them. And then they, get them all mixed up together, cook it up, and get that offense the way that it's supposed to be next year, catered to one Trey Lance. And he said that the main way that he can do that, getting an offense tailored for Trey Lance when he hasn't had a lot of playing time. So this is, hopefully can answer some questions for all of the faithful who have doubts as to what we're going to look like or what the team may think of Trey, meaning primarily our own coach, what he thinks of Trey. He said that the way he plans to set up the offense. What's happening to you? Thank you so much for coming in. How are you doing? Let's go Niners. Yes. Niner ganger don't bang. Football is back, folks. Kyle's right here in front of me. It's Tia. We're just going over the press conferences today from the team. The team is back. We're back. The faithful are back. And we're just talking really about what Kyle said about Trey Lance and how he plans to incorporate him into, being the leader of the team this year when he hasn't specifically had a lot of film or a lot of playing time. And he said that the way you do that is pretty much the way you do it with every type of position. You see what that person is good at. And when you have a quarterback like Trey, there's really not anything that he can't do, but you want to be more consistent and where he's a little bit, less consistent. And then you tailor the offense toward those individual things. So Trey Lance, he doesn't have a lot of film. We didn't get to see him all throughout college. He didn't play last year. We all know that. But I think it's time that we, as the faithful, just stop bringing that up. Because the fact is, Kyle Shanahan, out of his own mouth, I watched it 4 times now today, said, this is a quote, nothing has changed from where we were before, which meant before James decided to go get his fucking shoulder cut on. Nothing has changed since before James' ass got cut open. And we were before James decided to go get cut open, was actively trying to trade his monkey ass.
That's what I do more when I'm bored and just have my own time.
So Cal said he got his shoulder surgery. Say that 15 times fast. He got his shoulder surgery, and then it put everything to a halt. Tia, that other guy's out of here. You see, it says, yes, that other guy, and that's his name. We don't speak that name around here. We don't talk about Candyman around here, faithful. We don't talk about the Candyman anymore. So Kyle said that he's on his way out as soon as he's healthy. We fully intend to still trade him more than likely. That's the quote. But then he also said, you never know. He made sure not to make it like everything is a 100% because you can't do that. But faithful. I know it's not going to be once and for all because even when he's gone, you're probably going to say that they're going to probably try to trade for him at midseason and bring him back. But that other guy, Subway man, Mr. Hooters, he's gone.
He's haven't done some things like he has I knew the name,
and it's time to accept it.
Which he was a little.
He's going to get traded, and there's really nothing else that needs to be said. As soon as, because we all know why he's still here. He's here because, for one, he waited because he's an asshole. Because he waited up until the last possible minute, probably legally, to get his surgery. And then because he's limited. So he's injury prone, and the entire league knows it. And he's limited, and the entire league knows it. So he's got to go. Trey's not limited, though. They said Trey's out there already taking control. He looks great on the field. I saw footage today of them practicing. He looks good. Looks like he got a little bit of a refined throwing motion. He got a little bit of a sidearm now, this Trey. Looks like he got a little sidearm. Release looks good. He just looks like he's in control. When he got to the podium to get interviewed, second after Kyle, he took complete control of the room. He looks like almost a different person than he did last season. He looks much more comfortable. And, of course, Grant Cohn, being the asshole that he is, the professional, he was diplomatic about it, I guess. But the first question he asked Trey is, you seem like such a natural leader, Trey. It seemed like last year you were afraid to or didn't get a chance to lead. Does this year feel different? And of course, Trey said, the leadership is going to come. But, yeah, it does feel a little bit different. He didn't say why. We all know why. And he's talking about young Trey right now. Saying that what you got to do with Trey is find out what he can and cannot do consistently, because there really isn't anything that he can't do. So you want to put him in situations where he's more consistently doing the things that he can consistently do. He said you can't hide from Trey's or any player's faults. You have to attack him.
All right, guys, thanks.
And then he said, all right, guys, thanks. And he stepped away. And then next up, I know that when I was watching live earlier today, I was working from home, and then I'm watching the press conferences. Kyle speaks on the team, and I look away for a little bit, watching it on my phone. And then I look away for a bit. I turn back, and what do I see? I see the fatigue, Frisco, with that boy, with your man, my man, our quarterback, Trey Lance, at the podium, all smiles.
Highlighted your time away from the building here.
Said his highlight away from the building. Best thing of being away from the building was just getting to be with his family, but he missed the team. He's such a great leader. You can tell it already. He's going to be perfect for this team. All it's going to have to come together is everything coming together for him. His mental with his physical. On the field. Because he's perfect. He looks like a leader. He looks like the quarterback. He acts like the quarterback. He talks like the quarterback. And he's going to play like that.
He really kind of honed in on to work
They tried to hit him with a stupid question. What did you try to fix mechanically? And then he just went right into saying, I didn't try to fix anything mechanically. I got healthy. So if you're not aware, folks, yes, Trey Lance's finger, he said last year when he fucked his finger up, it stayed fucked up all season long. All right, Tia, so you watched it already? Amen. Yes, he said, enough about my finger, you guys. I'm fine. He's been fine since like March, early April, maybe. I'd say March, based on what he said. He took a month off, asked him about 4, 5, 6 questions to start off his press conference. Your finger, because they said, what did you do to get better? Is what they asked him. To fix your mechanics is what Matt Mayoko specifically asked him. As we all know, Matt Mayoko asked the first question to everybody in every press conference. So he asked him, including Kyle. So he's the first one. He's the OG. He gets asked the first question. And he asked him, so what did you do in the offseason, blah, blah, to fix your mechanics and whatnot? And he said, I didn't do anything. My finger got a chance to heal. All season last year, my finger was injured. We all love. Miss Tia says she watched it live. She loves Trey. I love Trey too, Miss Tia, and all the faithful. You need to get ready for it because Miss Tia, what did he say today? What did the man? That's the coach. What did he say today? He said nothing has changed, faithful. He's gone. Subway man, he's out of here. Polo, GQ. He said that they already tried. They tried to trade him. He also tried to tell you, faithful, last year at the end of the season, that Trey Lance was about to get into the games. If Kyle didn't run him like a locomotive in that game against Arizona, his first start, he would have probably came into the game about week 9 or 10. And then, of course, Jimmy and us. Damn it, I said his name. Son of a bitch. Now I'm going to have a nightmare. Well, that guy, we went on a 4-game winning streak after that. And Kyle made sure to talk about that. At the end of the season, that's the only reason why young Trey did not get a chance to get in. My finger? Damn. I've been talking this whole time. All these questions have been about his finger. This is the last one. The guy goes, I apologize. And he goes, another question about my finger? Like, God damn it. Let me live. We say he took a few weeks off, and now he's back to himself. Trying to get this first question. They have a horrible. The audio for us is horrible. Nothing that I didn't notice. They got a new illustrator, I guess you could call it, or person doing the web design or the YouTube design. It's pretty fresh in between the players. Another thing that I did notice is that when you're waiting, we're watching the press conference. Yeah, that guy stands. They don't need the suicide hotline after what Kyle said. Tia, absolutely. I'll have to agree. But you know what? They're not, because they're just not going to believe it. They're just going to continue. Football's starting, faithful. Football is not starting. Football has started. Day 2 of practice. Kyle Shanahan said 2 deep shell today. Today, the first time we ran 2 deep shell. Football started. Who's here and who's not? Open your eyes. If you got 4 of them, open all 4 of them motherfuckers. Who's here and who's not?
Everything's new, so it's hard to put.
Who's getting asked questions about what are you seeing different this year versus last year? Trey Lance. Not James. Trey, not James.
First week 1, first week 2, first week 3, and so on. So, I was thankful for Jimmy, thankful for Nate.
I'll let Trey say his name. He thanked Jimmy for everything that he showed him last season.
To be able to be a part of that locker room last year.
His biggest takeaway really was from being a part of the locker room last year.
And Trent and the rest of those guys that aren't here yet. So
but he talked about Trent not being here yet, Nick not being here yet, Debo not being here yet. He made sure to say that like 3 times. He reached out to all the new rookies, all 9 of them. The lady asked her, try to, make it some big deal. Why did you do that? Where'd that come from? She asked him. And he said, well, everybody texted me when I got drafted here, so I just tried to pay it forward and text them, the new guys, too, and tell them I can't wait to get them here. It wasn't a big deal, but they tried to, you could tell everybody, really outside of Grant Cohn, was extremely diplomatic, kind of laid back, as they accused a lot of our media of being anyway. But they didn't really, attack with anything tough. And then outside of him at the start with his finger, they let him lead the press conference, and he did a good job of it. But they didn't really press anyone. They did ask Grant Cohn, weird question to Kittle, and he's going to get interviewed here in a minute. But Trey looked really laid back and really in control throughout the entire press conference. He looked like the leader of the team. He's a tall-ass, big-ass little son of a bitch, too. So I cannot wait, faithful. I'm sorry, I can't fucking wait. Football is here.
Day two, we're going through it.
It's not. I ain't watching just the USFL. I'm not watching old highlights. Even our YouTube channel, our 49er YouTube channel that I watch literally every single day when the season is started. I'm on YouTube every day, all day during the season. The 49ers pop up on my phone as soon as I open it. Our whole entire YouTube page has changed because it's a time for change. Somebody also, by the way, again, not to keep talking about and harping on the negative, somebody has been removed from all of the promo in between the interviews. So they changed it to it's real sexy. It's a little red background. Yes, Tia says Trey is very confident in a good way. He doesn't care what talking heads are saying in the media, and he does because they asked him that specifically. I get right to that. So it's a red background consistently moving behind our emblem, and somebody is very conspicuous by their absence in that video, that long loop video that they play for us. Somebody's not shown anywhere. I ain't gonna say any names, but one name that I can say is Trey. They asked him. There you go. Thank you, Miss Tia. So Grant Cohn, being the slick dick that he is, specifically asked Trey. So I know you've heard the rumors, you've heard the noise, the bullshit. What we talk about constantly as Trey exits stage right. Here comes George in just a moment. But Grant Cohn asked Trey Lance today, I know you've heard the rumors, blah, 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 about how good or not good or so good you're going to be. What I talk about all the time on the channel, people on Facebook, on Twitter, us are faithful. We're torn on young Trey. And watch the back right now. They show Steve Young. They show Trey Lance. They didn't show somebody else. I don't know. But I love the background on the press conferences. It's sexy as hell now. Here comes George. He apparently has a nice new hand tattoo, or he wants to join the hand tattoo gang. But he's a man that plays in the NFL, so he never has to worry about a job again. So he can do that. But they asked how Trey feels. Grant Cohn did. Asked him how he feels about all of that negative talk. And he said he doesn't care. He said, as respectful as possible, it's not my job to care about what you all think about me or what people on social media think about me. So yes, Trey Lance has heard all the talk. He's seen everything, or someone has told him about it. He's not oblivious. He's not ignorant. He knows that half of us apparently don't want his ass anywhere near the field. And he doesn't seem to care.
So many other guys maybe not here in the building, or not in the field. There's a different look.
He said he does not care. And he repeated himself twice. In the most respectful way possible, I do not care. My job is to be the best player I can be, earn the respect and the love of my teammates, and the respect and the love of my coaching staff. Not the respect and the love of 49ers Twitter, which is hell on earth, by the way, or hell in the air, or hell on the internet, however you want to explain it. 49ers Twitter is fucking hell. Believe me when I tell you. I'm a member of it. So we got George out. Today's his wife's birthday, by the way. So happy birthday to Claire. We see her ass all the time. Happy birthday to Claire Kittle. He said that he got her some flowers, and he has I got a chef coming over tonight. Just pimp tight end shit. Facts to you, 100. Pimp tight end shit. He got a chef coming over tonight for his wife's birthday, and she's gonna cook them up something.
You can tell that.
I'm not sure yet. Yes, they went to a basketball game. The Trey and George Kittle went to the Warriors game. Warriors are getting blown out right now, folks. I know some of you 49ers fans are probably not too happy about that. I, for one, am a Laker fan, so it's Tia. But George, they went to the game. Him and Trey. I'm still not 100% sure, and I would love to know how you folks feel. If you haven't answered the poll, if you see the poll, do you believe what Kyle Shanahan said today? Anything that he said? We know he lies like a Persian rug. But I don't know still how George feels about Trey. He keeps saying that he's young. He keeps calling him, he's only 22, and, he's still a kid. He has a childlike love of football. Like, I don't know.
For it, probably because it's 22.
Right on cue. That is a childlike love for football, probably because he's 22. I mean, I don't see. He mentions that almost every time that George speaks about Trey, he says that he's 21, he's 22, he's young, he's childlike love for football.
Oh, I mean, Ross he's a confident guy.
Ross Dwelly, shout out to Ross Dwelly. Apparently, Ross Dwelly is catching everything and came back on swole. Kyle said it and George said it. Kyle said that Ross is Ross. They asked him how Ross Dwelly's doing. He said Ross is Ross. He went to the Kittle. He said, what do you call it? Kittle school or Kittle land? He called it Kittle land this year and put on some weight. And George is talking about it now. So Dwelly came back on swillow, so that's going to be good to see. He already has great hands. If he put on some more weight and better in the block scheme, that's going to be excellent.
That with Trey that you guys feel like you need to have, or is that something that you think he's done pretty much on his own?
Clear out the noise, like what you guys say, or?
And George is talking about it right now.
I mean, it's football.
Trey just clearing out the noise. It's football, he says.
Microscope spotlight on him since he got here.
Is everybody as excited as I am? Anyone watching? Just let me know. Tia says, I think he's coming around because he knows the other guys out of here. Subway's closed. But everyone calls him the kid, and she hates it. Tia, we are on the same page. 49ers, Lakers for life. If you see this back, if y'all wonder why I'm saying that. Ma'am, Miss Tia, folks, 100%.
He does his own thing in the offseason.
I hate it. I hate the kid shit. He's a grown man. Overly excited, says Miss Tia. Absolutely. When I saw him on my phone today, I'm not gonna lie, I screamed. I saw Kyle, I was watching Kyle, I was already butterflies and bubbling and shit. And then I went back to work and paying attention to work. And I looked over and I said, oh shit! Got all pumped up. Take my mic off now. I screamed when I saw Trey getting interviewed today. Because I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the 49ers, the faithful. Yeah, say young man. He's a young man. He's not a kid. She says, say, call me young man. Respect him. Because he's going to be in people's asses this year. And when I saw him on my phone, I got excited. Got real excited. Seemed like a little boy. I ain't going to say little girl like that. But I definitely had to let out a little yelp. As George wipes his nose on his shirt, I looked over and I saw my quarterback.
We had a great offseason. He came out visit me in Nashville.
So that just told me, one, that's my court. I mean, folks, he's the one that's
pass game, everything.
You think? And let me tell you, if we can't trade that bag of rocks, please believe me, he's going to be weighing the bench down. Unless number 5 can't get live, meaning that he's injured. Not that we start 1-3. No, you gotta let him play through that. If Trey starts 1-3 for some odd reason, he needs to play through that. We're not yanking him, putting in a bag of Skittles.
To go from a guy that helped bring you along and got you.
That's not what they're gonna do.
To the point where you are to now have a new coach in that.
I mean, I love him, but he's a fantastic.
If he gets injured, outside of that, number 10 will never, ever take a nut. Look into my eyes. He will never take another hike for this team again. Unless the league just does what they, I would expect them to do, is nobody to want his weakness. And then number 5 gets injured. And he might be behind Sudfeld on the depth chart, to be honest with you. He may be the highest paid third stringer in the history of the football. When he comes back, he's not going to be ready to play. That's first and foremost. When he gets back, he's not going to be ready to even play. He'll have too many broads that have been hanging around him, too many chicken wings, salami sandwiches, Italianos. He's not gonna be in football shape. You think y'all think he's gonna be the starter? If we can't trade him, you really still believe he's gonna be the starter?
I'm so sorry.
Then I want to sell you anything. Anything. I'm gonna sell you some paper. He's never gonna take another hike. He's never gonna throw to George, and I think that George is coming around to it because he knows he's gotta be faithful to his quarterback, and who his quarterback is number 5. So he gotta stay faithful. He knows that other guy is gone. He's just taking some time to accept it.
He does. He has a very different perspective.
Change is good, but change is difficult. We all know that. Change takes time. Takes time to change things. Takes time to accept change. And it's taking George a little time to accept. He looks really downtrodden. Really well. I'm like, he's always, I don't know. It just looks like he's accepting reality, and it sucks, but he'll be okay. That's really the whole attitude that he's just like he's fighting through it. Like he can't believe his boyfriend's not here. It's the first day of OTA'S, and then they asked him, "When's the last time George Kittle?" I don't know who asked him. Probably was Grant Cohn, and we'll get to his other question for George. Somebody asked George Kittle, "When is the last time you spoke to Candyman?" And he says, "When did we clear out our lockers?"
Oh, trade 3 first-round picks. Like you're excited for a guy like that caliber to come in.
You want to know why?
I'm excited for it too. It just brings a different dimension to the game.
Because he's not on this team anymore.
Extended plays,
but folks, share the video around so people get a chance to come in. We still got, I know we got Ayuk coming up still left. I think there was somebody else.
It is a complicated offense. But then once
with Grant Cohn asked George, "So George, have you done anything in the offseason, or what if anything have you done this offseason to improve your non-contact lower extremity injuries?" Basically, George, what have you done to make your ankle stronger, George? George immediately snaps back. Now, he has to remember, too, he's throwing his man under the bus, okay? But he immediately snaps back. That wasn't a non-contact injury. Jimmy threw me high, and then the Cardinals always fuck me up. Now he's talking about his current quarterback, as he should be, saying he got much better, much more confident than where he was at the end of last year.
Now that you guys are a little bit more established and you have more talent, I think offensively.
And he said that transitioning to Trey Lance, he thinks it's going to be no problem because we have such a great offense, great coaching staff. And we do. And that's what I don't understand about us as the faithful, why we don't seem to get that, grasp that, accept that. Is that Trey Lance is not going to struggle. Not when he can win games with Nick Mullins. No. Trey Lance talked about it himself. Trey said, "I feel like a different person starting this year." And people don't really, I think people don't recognize that as fans. A rookie, no matter what position you're at, how you change from your rookie season to your second season. Not just how you perform on the field, but your offseason regimen. When you're the third pick in the draft, you didn't have any free minutes. You didn't play a lot of football. All season long, all we saw is Trey throwing to Brandon Ayuk, right? In the spring and the winter. That's all we all seen online is Trey Lance working out with Brandon Ayuk, working out with the receivers. Last year, when he got out of college, his one game that he played, he didn't do that. He spent the whole offseason preparing for draft night and for the combine, if they run the combine, or his pro day. He didn't have a season like every other player does. So he said this year he had it, and we all saw it. He practiced with teammates and friends and did regular shit. Wasn't trying to worry about where his next job or where his next house is going to be at. It's going to be a new day. It's trade day, faithful. And I really hope that you're on board.
My wedding gift to his wife was taking a shot.
I really hope that you're on board
He wants to retire.
because there's only one train, and he's driving it outside of injury. Every single person that stepped up to this podium, including the only quarterback that stepped up to the podium today, including the only quarterback who's played a regular season down for us ever, that stepped up to the podium, that's even in the building right now. That's who's leading it. And then, of course, his coach, his boss said it. His peers said it. All of his peers. Specifically Kittle, Ayuk, Jimmy Ward, the good Jimmy, the only Jimmy that's currently on our team. We have one Jimmy on this team, faithful. And he's the longest tenured player that we have. His name is Jimmy Ward. That's it. Because Coach Shanahan today said that other guy, everything is the same way that it was meant to be back at the top of the spring when he decided to get surgery late. He still fully expects for James to be traded. He said anything can happen because we all know he's injury prone and we all know he's mid. Man. So does the rest of the league. So all 31 other teams. And only a couple of them even need someone that's mid. So if by the grace of the devil, he ends up on our team come September, faithful, please believe he's going to be riding the bench. We got Brandon Ayuk up next. He says that it feels good. Brandon looks a little bit more confident. Brandon Ayuk said he's taking a bigger role this year. He's one of the more tenured wide receivers. He may be the most tenured wide receiver since Tyshawn is not playing right now. Right now. What's up, Carcass? My G. Young man, speaking of young man, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in, brother. We're just trying to go over the press conference right now a little bit. We talked about everything almost. Kyle, whether or not we should believe him. And folks, please, if you come in, please hit the poll. You got a poll. Can you believe anything that Kyle said today? He said a lot. He didn't really say a lot. But we also know that he's quite slick with the tongue, just like his GM partner. So, and he's not going to give up any information. So did he really say anything? Do you really believe Kyle from today? Carcass, I can't wait to do a show with you, man. I constantly check your videos out. I just checked you out today. I saw you over in Betho's chat earlier. Let's go Niners. Niner gang and don't bang. And we got Brandon up. Brandon's looking much more comfortable. Brandon Ayuk. He said that he checked out Travarius Ward the second that we signed him because he's a big money corner. So they asked him, why did he want to check him out? And that's why. He's a big money corner. He's going to be my teammate. He said that he thinks he's a dog. He's going to be a great corner for us. And he thinks it's going to help him get better. So I expect to see that. That's what I'm looking for at training camp. You folks looking for in training camp or OTAs too? What are you looking to see? Who are you looking to see in OTAs? You know, we got the clips coming out everywhere. We have some even up on this channel. But you can find them all over Twitter. All you got to do is put 49ers OTAs or camp, and they're everywhere. YouTube, Instagram. It just feels so good to see the Niners on the field again, you know. So what is everybody looking for? I'm looking forward to seeing the growth of Trey Lance, obviously, first and foremost, as he's our quarterback. his mechanics, how he's throwing, what he can and can't do, his control of the team. I'm looking for everybody to stay healthy throughout camp and OTAs, and I mean everybody. Trent Williams hasn't come to camp, but he ended the season injured. So he's getting kind of a vet rest, you can kind of say. So is Bosa. Going to be coming to the OTAs closer to the end. Kyle Shanahan said again he expects Deebo Samuel to be fully participating when training camp starts next month, in the first couple of weeks of June, I think. So what is everyone looking for? What are you looking forward to seeing at the camp, at training camp? Who are you looking to see as far as one-on-one matchups? I can't wait to see Brandon Ayuk, first of all, going up against Charvarius Ward, and then the new people that we got. We got Danny, our rookie, him going up against our secondary, him going up against Jimmy Ward in one-on-ones. That's something that I'm going to look forward to seeing. Then the running backs, and Juice. I can't wait to see Juice going up against Warner again. I don't know if you've all seen those clips from last season. Juice smoking Fred Warner on those cut routes that my kids love to dominate me with on Madden. But yeah, Juice going up against Fred Warner. The running backs going up against Fred Warner now. We got a running back that we drafted. We got new people in the secondary. We have that new safety out of Penn State, just to see how everybody, gets acclimated to the way that the 49ers are as a team. Seeing those one-on-one matchups, those things that I look at every day, all day, while training camp and OTAs are going on. I'm just Googling, YouTubing, Instagramming, trying to find the fights in camp. Who's one of these new receivers that we drafted? Ray McLeod, the new guy that we got, he's going to be wearing number 3, came up from Pittsburgh. He's real fast, and so is Danny. So today they were talking about which one of them is going to be the fastest receiver on the team. And that's the things that I want to see. Who is now our fastest receiver? Is it the rookie that we got? Or is it Ray McLeod, the guy we picked up from the Pittsburgh Steelers? And who can shut them down at corner? Is he going to take a step forward? Now, and there you go, Carcast. That's the one thing I want to see, too. I can get to that. Trey Sermon, because I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan. That's my college team. Like I said, the running backs going up against, Fred Warner and Azeez Al-Shaair. When he gets back, he's injured right now. He had a shoulder surgery, I guess, as well, too, just like our former quarterback in the offseason. Flanagan Foles apparently is injured right now, so our linebacking core is a little short. But to see those running backs, primarily Trey Sermon, who got injured last year, I had high hopes for him coming out of Ohio State. Get a chance to see him and the way he's changed. He's worked hard this offseason. If you pay attention to this, the internet and social media, he's got a lot of, footage out there of him working, trying to get in shape so that he's able to play and get through the season. And that's the biggest thing that I'm looking for, besides who's gotten better from last year at every position. No matter how young you are, as Jimmy Ward's going to say in a little bit, it doesn't matter what year you're in, you can still get better the next season. He's looking at 9 years right now, and he's still making mistakes. He still wants to get better. They're asking him, is Trey going to get better? He said, well, it doesn't matter why is Trey the leader of this team, despite his age. So, it doesn't matter. You want to get better every year. So I want to see who's gotten better, and then I want to see just as consistent safety or lack of injury that we could possibly have on the team, so that we get a chance to see our real football team. You see, it says Hasty may end up on the practice squad. I think there's a good chance for that. If I'm not mistaken, he spent time on a practice squad last year, and then I'm assuming the person that we drafted in the 3rd round, the cat out of LSU, I'm assuming he's going to be Mr. Hyphenated last name, young Sir him. He's going to be playing or getting a chance to play, similar to Trey Sermon last year. We drafted him in the 3rd round, and then he got injured, and then whatever the reasons why he was getting kind of held out anyway. But I expect that rookie's going to get a chance to show what he can do, maybe in a big time. Carcass, man, I really like your content also, man. I sincerely appreciate that. I mean that. And you keep up the good work, man. We have to get together, and it's nothing but content now, to be honest, folks. If you can't find content to watch right now on the Niners, and we're big on the internet. I know we are. The faithful are very, very big. We're everywhere. The people who I've done shows with, they're in Britain, in England. They're 12 hours ahead or 8 hours ahead. So one of our biggest, followers here on this channel is in Kyoto, Japan. And he's a diehard 49er fan. So, Carcast, it means so much to me, man, that you come through the stream. I really appreciate that. And I really want to do a show. We just got to – are you on Twitter? If you're still here, let me know if you are. And you can hit me on Twitter at BamBamLLD, at BamBamLLD. Anybody, any other content creators? There you go. And Ms. Tia says she's curious about Odom from the Colts. So am I. They say he's going to be again, another person that apparently has a lot of speed on this team. We know that we got dogs and we got fast ones. That's primarily what they try to get. So Odom, I think it's Greg Odom that came from Indianapolis. That's a great call, Tia. I think that he is not only going to be – you're on Twitter, Carcast. Please, hit me up on Twitter. BamBamLLD. BamBamLLD. And again, about Greg Odom, I think that he's going to have a chance to. So first, Kyle said today it's Hufunga. Tavarius Moore has a chance to get in there as well, and compete for playing time. And then even Dante Johnson is on the team still. I believe that they were talking about today. I may have missed that. I'm pretty sure they're talking about Dante Johnson. But we have a lot of depth at safety. We know Jimmy Ward is locked in at free safety, or he can really play anywhere on the field or any other safety positions. But we have Greg Odom. We have the kid that we drafted. He's a safety. And then, of course, we got Tavarius Moore, and then we got Hufunga. So there's going to be competition at strong safety. And then there's even a chance, I don't think he's signed yet. What about Jaquaski? Anybody interested in bringing Tart back for camp? Or maybe that's crazy. He was started for us I like Huff as well, Miss Tia. I saw Huff come in. He looks a little bit bigger than he did last year, and that's natural for a rookie going into their second year. Trey Lance looked bigger to me. Trey Sermon looked bigger to me. Well, I'm just looking at him on the internet, basically. But they just look bigger. You get a year older. They're getting more into their man and football bodies, and that shit's a real thing. So I like Huff. He's very smart. And Jimmy Ward's going to talk about him in a minute. They asked Jimmy Ward about him. I really like Huff. He's a smart player. He's getting bigger. I think he really recognizes and sees. I think he's going to be a playmaker. We all saw what he did in the Green Bay game, picking up that ball. That wasn't by accident. He was in the right place at the right time. He was playing on special teams, but he also, makes plays on defense. Now, like I said, Greg Odom. Our special teams next year is going to. We may have the best special teams unit in the league. And any 49ers fan, real 49ers fan, is I see Gary Plummer. That's one of my favorite plays ever. Gary Plummer, over the top. That was in the 94 season, the year we won the Super Bowl. Over the top, Lee Woodall picks the ball up and takes that shit back about 95 yards for a touchdown against the Buffalo Bills. And Gary Plummer is my favorite defender ever for the Niners also, by the way. So, damn, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But special teams, we're going to have I think we might have a chance to have the best special teams unit in the league next year. We have a new special teams coach. Don't remember his name right now. We know the coach Hightower, he left. I think I'm sure he's either a Jet or a Dolphin right now. But we have a new special teams coach. We have a ton of speed. A ton of speed at positions that allow you to move those players when you have depth to special teams. Wide receiver, running back, safety, corner. Those are going to be our gunners. We have an excellent linebacking core. Those are the people that are blocking on special teams, on punt returns. And then we have speed. We got Ray McLeod. You think that Danny's not going to be returning some punts or kicks? See if he can do that in the preseason? I'm almost positive. And they asked him, the players, I think they asked, Brandon, what do you think of your new wide receiver counterpart? He's like, the first thing on his mouth was, he can fly. He can move. We have a lot of speed. I think our special teams unit will be real good. And again, if you saw the playoffs, if you are a fucking fan, you know what's happening. If you can't tell how important special teams really is to football, overall, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. Because I take a Garrison Hurst play. They showing Jeff Garcia's in the promo now to TO. They're showing everybody but every quarterback ever. I think they might have showed Jim Drunkenmiller in here. Elvis Gerbach. But I just didn't see somebody else in this promo. I don't know why. J.J. Stokes catching the pass. Okay. So yeah. The press conference, it gave me the sweet shit all in my feels. I couldn't believe it. Football's back. The are back. Niner gang or don't gang. We faithful forever. We're gonna take this long ass intermission between Jimmy Ward coming up. And Jimmy Ward, he said that he should have been all pro last year. I don't know about all pro, but he damn sure did have a good season. Let's see if my light in this. That's a little too bright. Is that too bright? Yeah, that's a little bit too bright. We don't need that yet. Yeah, he said that he should have been all pro last year, but he said he missed a few plays, left a few plays out on the field last season. I somewhat agree with him. The main thing for I think Jimmy Ward, obviously first and foremost, we all know what that is. What is it? Health. And then he needs to get some turnovers. He needs to create more turnovers. I thought he had a Star is Born moment last year, with the 2 picks and everything. And then I think he didn't have another pick all season, right? He's an excellent safety. He got wheels for days. He recognizes everything. He's an elite tackler, is Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward's an elite tackler as far as a cornerback is concerned. But he just cannot get in the way of the ball. Or I don't know. It's like he's more of a tackler than he is but he can play every position in the secondary. Slot corner, outside corner, free safety or strong safety. But he just can't find the football. Like ever. And I think we need that this year. And hopefully there's some of those people that we drafted or some of the undrafted players. We got O'Neal. That's another person that undrafted. Leon O'Neal. That's another person that can play safety. Or maybe they convert to corner. You never know. So we have a lot of good players, a lot of options, a lot of depth in the secondary this season. And I just hope it translates to turnovers, to interceptions. Because, you get Trey Lance, the ball on a short field with Kyle Shanahan. Like Jimmy Ward's going to talk about Trey. He said Jimmy Ward and Trey Lance apparently are locker mates. The lockers are right next to each other. And Jimmy Ward, being our longest tenure player, he's the coolest player on the team, I think. He's pointing out the new people in the press conference and shit. You're new, guy. He says, okay. Some Spanish announcer. You're new. Which, okay. So, but he says, Trey, you get Trey on the short field, that's going to be touchdowns, folks. He says that Trey got a strong arm. And Kyle Trey fit one in on him today. They talk shit to each other all the time, every day, about whether or not they're going to attack each other. Jimmy Ward tells Trey Lance, you better not throw it my way. I'm going to be playing single high today. I'm looking for you, so if you throw the ball my way, I'm going to get it. And then Trey's like, I don't care if you were there, I'm going to throw it anyway. And he said that today, Trey Lance got his ass. He said that Kyle has some crazy routes, and Trey has a strong arm. And he's confident in his arm, and he'll test it. And he tested them today and fit a ball in on Jimmy Ward. If we get turnovers next season, and we giving the offense the ball at the 45 or at the 30, whatever, that's going to be touchdowns. The offense is going to be all over the field. You're not going to be able to tell when we're running or when we're passing because of the mobility of our quarterback. And Jimmy Ward's talking about it. He feels like he's seen everything in the league. This is year 9. He knows our defense forward and backwards. And he feels like it's time that he needs to take his game to another level. He said that Jalen Hurts tried him in Philly. Like, he tried it. But he said he didn't execute, and they got him. But he knew it should have been one of his picks last year. So it looks like Jimmy Ward has like a renewed sense of having to get turnovers. He said that he misses a tackle in the Detroit game. And Jimmy Ward, we know he doesn't hardly ever miss tackles. I can't even picture that. So if he could just bring that together with 6 and 7 interceptions, yes, he'll make All-Pro. And we'll be back in the Super Bowl. I think they're asking him about Trey Lance. We talk about Trey. He said that it doesn't matter what your age is. When you're the quarterback, when you're the one that's handling the rock, you have to be a leader.
Just being a professional football.
He said a lot of things going into being a professional football player.
To the right scheme, right position. But that wasn't my case.
Yes, they definitely need to extend. Tia said that they need to give Jimmy Ward an extension so he can retire a Niner. I agree 100%. Jimmy Ward got my full respect. And he's out here cussing this shit. Like I'm on here cussing this shit. And that's all he kept saying. He loves the word shit, apparently. There you go right there. Since I did the interview with Grant Cohn and talking that shit on Instagram, he said that he's the villain now. Jimmy Ward's the villain in the NFL, and I love it. We don't give no fucks around here. It's NINERGANG. 49ers forever. Full life. Savage. Yes, Jimmy Ward is a savage, Tia says. 100%. And he said, I'm going to talk my shit. I'm going to back it up. And I fully believe that Jimmy Ward is going to back his shit. He better, because he talked a lot of shit this offseason. If you follow him on his Instagram, he be talking. So he does a lot of talking. So this year, Thursday CarCast, I'm with it, man.
All Trey got to do is
absolutely.
Keep getting reps like he's doing.
We'll hook up and talk about it. Absolutely. Blessing to that. So look out for that, folks. Myself and CarCast on here on YouTube, coming to a channel near you. I don't know exactly which one or what, but look out for us sometime around evening, afternoon time. The 49ers are back. There's going to be so much to talk about. I can't wait to talk about it with all the faithful, all content creators. Please, I reached out to you. You reach out to me. It's nothing but love. I just want to talk ball. We will do it on your channel, absolutely. So look for me on CarCast channel. We're going to get all that shared and everything over the next couple of days, 100%. It'll be an honor to be on your channel, sir. It's an honor to be with any faithful because the 49ers are back. Jimmy Ward standing here talking shit, talking about he's going to walk it when the season comes. What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? And he's talking about it right now. He's telling Trey Lance, you're not going to be able to throw this ball in on me. I'm going to lean to your ex or wide receivers. You better go somewhere else. Because Jimmy Ward and Trey Lance are locker mates. So they talk mess to each other apparently all day, every day. But, Trey told him, I ain't worried about what you're talking about. If I get the read, sir, I'm going to throw it in there. And apparently he fit one in on Jimmy Ward today. Laced him up real fast. Because Trey has a hell of an arm. And he's not afraid to use it. Talking about right now, he fit one in on him today. Trey Lance is going to be vicious, too. I'm trying to tell you, faithful. He has a strong arm. And he's pretty confident. He looked like a different player today. A different person just at the podium. He looked like your quarterback. My quarterback. Jimmy Ward's quarterback. And like I said, I'm just happy to be able to talk about it with the faithful, happy to be able to talk about football. Football makes me feel good. Football makes me smile.
And
Yeah, I'm right next to him.
It really does.
Doesn't feel like he did.
Football is like life to me. You can pick up metaphors for life in my eyes through football. Hard work, teamwork, persevering, all that shit. That shit is not a joke.
He got to stay in his playbook.
Learning something new every day, constantly trying to get better, not staying stagnant. Because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse at anything that you do, football or life, or your job every day.
It's a good sign from the leader of your team.
So football is that. If you're not getting better at football, you are getting worse because somebody next to you or across from you is getting better. And they're going to jack you up on the field or they're going to embarrass you. And football players know that. So that's why I say football is just like life. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And I want to see, I'm really excited to see, he's talking about Hufunga has great hair. His hair is going to get better and better too as he gets more money, I'm sure. But yeah, I just want to see which one of our players has improved from last season, who is really just, you can see change in their game, in their body, and how they see the game, how they see the field, how Trey Lance sees the field.
And that's going to raise my game up just because I can count on him and he's going to make me better. And I think it's one play I end up forgetting.
And he's talking about Huff. We got to watch out for Hufunga this year, faithful.
Like instead of coming down.
Right. And when I watch out, really, I just mean pay attention to how good he may be. Silently. And just like that.
He got my attention.
Jimmy Ward says that Talanoa Hufunga sees everything. He's extremely smart. And he's talking about right now, he only started 3 games last year. But Jimmy Ward said it felt like 6 or 10 because it felt like he was always in the game or always around. And he says that now he's already calling Jimmy Ward out today when he's making mistakes before the play.
And he knows his stuff. And for him to just keep saying it.
John said he's tired of talking. Let's see Trey week 1 already. John, you have not lied, sir. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. See, the faithful everywhere. John is in Japan. It's a blessing to have football back, to have the 49er fans back together. And we need to come together, folks. Stop talking and just see what we have. And I think what we have is a winner. We have a hungry team, a talented team.
I don't know what's going to happen. You wouldn't know anything that's going to happen.
So look, check these motherfuckers out. They try to be slick. They try to catch Jimmy Ward slipping. Oh, yeah, so they asked him a question about – it's not horrible, is that? Too much light? They asked him a question about Trey leading. John says Huff trained one of the best safeties ever. He did. Troy Polamalu. Of course, he's going to be good. Amen. He looks like his young son almost, or his clone. But they asked Jimmy Ward, Trey came in and he looked like a leader earlier today. Why was that? Or you spoke of him as a leader. And he was like, Trey is the quarterback I see here taking snaps. Do y'all know something that I don't know? Or if something else has changed? It's obvious. Carcast, absolutely. Bam Bam, LLG. Reach out to us on Twitter here for Platform 246, folks. Anybody want to reach out to us here? Platform 246. You might be able to look that up. I'm not sure, but definitely Bam Bam LLD. BAM LLD on Twitter. But yeah, you're talking about, it's obvious. There's a quarterback-driven league. Trey Lance is the quarterback here taking all the snaps. Of course he's the leader. What else would I expect him to be? What else would I call him? He said he was a leader, and they said, why would you say that? And he's only 22. Well, because the fact is Trey Lance is the leader of this team. He's the quarterback that took the snaps today. He looks like it. He talks like it. He sounds like it. He played like it today. He is our quarterback of our San Francisco 49ers. And I, for cannot be more excited. It was difficult for me to work today, folks. I'm not bullshitting. And I'm not really a big fan of Pat McAfee. I'll see him on Friday. It was difficult for me to actually work today because there was so much 49ers football on YouTube. That's just facts. Like I was staring at my phone, and hopefully my supervisors aren't watching. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, I just couldn't. It was just crazy. I looked up and 2 o'clock was here, and Kyle Shanahan was at the podium after practice. And then 2 minutes after him, Trey Lance is at the podium after I had already watched him on the practice field. So we're back. The 49ers are back. And I can't wait to talk football with all the faithful. I want to thank everybody who's come through the stream tonight. And let me answer this question here from John. Definitely, anybody have any questions? Anything anybody else is thinking? Or what is everybody, before I even go, let me ask that. Did anybody get a chance to see the press conferences? If you haven't, you can definitely go check those out. Check it out soon. I want to be able to start running those things back on my stream, being able to play the press conferences back while I go over them after every game or every practice. And that's going to be coming soon, probably more so over the summer. When training camp starts, we're going to be doing that like more live. When we go live, we're going to have some of the clips playing for the actual press conferences. But Jung says, even if Trey isn't ready, Kyle will get him ready with his master play calling. He'll be ready by week 3 minimum. When Mike falls. You hear that, folks? Shout out to John. Excellent take. If he's not ready in week 1, he's going to get ready. And we need to get ready. This is his team. If he's not ready, he's going to get ready. Nobody's ready for anything day 1 that they do it. Or sometimes even day 17 that you do it. You're not ready. You just get better. Steve Young even said in the last week, it's a loaded word. And that question above Trey's head, is he ready, is a loaded question. That's the words of the GOAT lefty, the last person to bring us a Super Bowl title, is that it shouldn't be something that's being asked. Because no, he's not ready. Because he hasn't done it. But he's going to get ready on the field. You know who else is not ready? Defenses. Defenses are not going to be ready for Kyle and Trey. I can see it now. And Kyle knows it. That's why he took him. He didn't want Mac Jones. He didn't want, he wants him to be able to, the person he thought that could best play from the pocket once they're coached up, but then also light your ass up everywhere else. And that one person was Trey Lance. He's going to be a better pocket passer than Justin Fields. And he's far more athletic than the other 3. John says Trey has so many good players around him. Ready or not, he's going to shine. If Jimmy can shine, CarCast. So can we do 4:30 CarCast? Actually work. Okay, you're on the East Coast, and I checked that out too. I saw that you're on the East Coast. I'm gonna get back to your question right now, John, about Trey's readiness. But yeah, I get so I'm in Vegas. By the way, CarCast and folks, faithful. I'm originally from Compton, California. Shout out to Compton. But yes, I'm in Las Vegas. It's from right now. I'm from California. I moved to Vegas about 7 years ago. But Niners all day. No matter where I could be in Timbuktu, it would still be 49ers. But yes, I'm on the West Coast. But it's in Las Vegas. But during the day. So I get off work 4:30 p.m. But we'll talk about definitely. Just if you hit me on Twitter, it all worked out. I promise. Or just hit me a message and I'll get everything you. But John again says, if Jimmy can shine, they make sure I put that in quotations, Trey is going to be the star itself. Very well said. But yes, absolutely, my G. And that's what I love. Any age, it doesn't matter how old you are. My sons. I want to get my sons on the stream with you, Cardcast. I think y'all would mix very, very well. And I love your content. I really appreciate you just coming onto the stream, coming onto the channel, and offering up us a chance to do something on your channel on Thursday. So, Faithful, look out for that, folks. Look out for me and Cardcast. Go subscribe to his channel if you are not familiar with him. He does great 49er content. He does it live with his face popping like mine. He does it when he's just talking. I've seen it all. So go check out his channel, please. And then we're going to be getting together on this Thursday at some time, Pacific time and Eastern time. But yes, Trey's going to be a star. He has an excellent team around him. And that's what George Kittle said today. They asked, why is everyone not confident, so confident, or why is it that they don't have any fear in transitioning to a new quarterback? And he said, because we have such a great team on offense. He didn't have to say defense, but they do have we have an excellent offense. No matter what the line is, I think that's going to be our biggest question mark this year, is the offensive line. How's McGlinchey going to come back? Jalen Moore, Aaron Banks, the kid we drafted this year, Trent Williams is a year older. He ended the end of the year really, 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 really roughed up. Lincoln Tomlinson is gone. Alex Mack is not back. Sure, he's having a snack. No. But with his backpack, he's in another country. He just got married apparently in a castle. They said George Kittle said. So we don't know if he's going to return this year or not. They're giving him his time. But we drafted people to try to, fit and place on the offensive line. So I think that's going to be our biggest question mark this year is the O-line. Now, if you had a statue as a quarterback, that may be – I'm sorry, I had to do it. If you have a statue as a quarterback, that may be an issue. But that's not what we have. We got heat for defenses this year. Kyle has heat for your ass this year. I know he does. I believe Kyle Shanahan is going to make defenses, and that's with Trigger Trey, with the arm of Trey Lance. Trey's going to make them dance. Safeties, corners, defensive ends, the whole NFC West, they're going to be our bitch. Excuse my language. But I mean that just about with every bone in my body. I could not be more excited for 49er football. To get a chance to share with you all on the channel now, having a channel during the season is going to be so much fun. I already know. We're going to get to the wins. To end it out, we got to stay faithful, right? That's what it is. We're faithful forever. I shit sideways. Always faithful. The faithful 49ers, Niner gang, faithful forever, faithful empire, all that shit. We need to stay as a fan base as one this year and follow the team. Everybody that's on the team and not the people that are not on the team. Let them go. Please let them go. Because the players have, the coaches have. But to get a chance to talk football with all of you all season, like I said, we're going to get through the wins together. We're going to get through the losses together. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be Niner gang. It's going to be 49er football. And I really can't wait to. I just fucking can't wait to see some football. I can't wait to. I don't know what they're doing tomorrow. I hope they're back on the field again. They may not be. But I got live press conferences today. I got to go over a little bit here with my folks and with the faithful. So I'm really appreciative of that. And then I got just shit to watch. Outside, damn streaming. I've been waiting to bring that page back up on my computer, my phone, on YouTube for about 4 or 5 months. The San Francisco 49ers page. So it's going to get a lot of rotation. I'm sure it's going to get a lot of rotation on all of yours. And hopefully, we can all rotate together here on the channel and talk about it too. So thank you so much for everybody coming into the stream tonight. Share the video around so people just know. If you happen to come in and you enjoyed, I appreciate you coming in. Put on some notifications, subscribe to the channel so that you can be with us the next time. And we're going to be doing a lot of streaming, a lot of talking 49 football. And thank you so much for watching. So everybody be safe. Niner Ganger, don't bang. Y'all take care.